Hey guys, how you doing? Tario here, back again for a little deck profile. One you've seen probably a lot of on the channel so far. It is a melodious Parshath mix. I pretty much took my melodious deck and the sealed only deck I did, the very dependable one, and I put them together for something I think is a little bit stronger, you know? Because we got the melodious cards, we got the strong Parshath cards, we got a good balance, I think, of the two decks. And like I said, I think it's a bit better than just both of them on their own. So this is just kind of that deck, just something to show y'all. Well, let's get started. First off, we have 3 Sonata, the melodious Diva. We got 3 Honest, because you know it's a fairy deck, we gotta have those Honest. We got 3 Nova Summoner. We got 2 Mozarta, the melodious Divas, and 2 Chopinas. I like to have 2 of them just because if I draw one of them, there's still another in the deck to search off of Bloom Harmonious effect in the deck, you know. And the sealed only I only had 1 of each. And whenever I drew 1 copy of like Mozarta or the copy of Chopina, I didn't have any more in the deck to look and just special summon. So 2, I think it's fine, because that way I can draw 1 and still have 1 in the deck, and it's not just flooding my hand, you know? Then I got 2 Aria, the Melodious Divas. This card is the one you're special summoning off of the effect from your hand. Because when this card is special summoned, Melodious monsters I control cannot be targeted by effects nor destroyed by battle. So that way, they can't just target any Melodious monster with effect, and they can't be destroyed by battle. I want to get an Elegy, I just haven't gotten one yet. Then, for the Parshath cards, I have 2 Neo Parshath the Sky Paladin. I have 2 Sacred Arch Air Knight Parshath, and I have 2 Air Knight Parshaths. I think that setup is fine. I think that setup is quite good. I'm just checking something real quick. Okay, with Mozarta's effect, I can special summon 1 light fairy type monster from my hand. It's not just melodious, it's any light fairy monster. So that can be Air Knight Parshath, that can be Sacred Arch Air Knight Parshath. You know, it can be Neo Parshath the Sky Paladin. It's just a solid way to get some big bodies on the field. That's all the monsters. Quite a monster lineup, if I say so myself. So I'll put that to the side. You can still see them there. Then for the traps, going a little out of order for a normal deck profile, but for traps, we have 2 Divine Punishments. We got 2 Light of Judgments, and we got 2 Storming Mirror Forces. I think with this lineup, it's solid. It has 2 counter traps total in the 2 Divine Punishments. Those are good with the Parshath cards, generally. And it's just good for trying to stop the opponent, I think. And with Light of Judgment, if I have Sanctuary on the Sky on the field, I can discard 1 light monster to the graveyard to either look at my opponent's hand and discard 1 card from their hand, or send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard. So this, I mostly use it for the hand, so I can look at their hand, know what's up, and worst case scenario, I can send 1 card my opponent controls to the graveyard, so that I can get rid of some back row, maybe a front row problem. I think it's solid, and I'm tempted to drop 1 of the Storming Mirror Forces for a 3rd Light of Judgment, but so far, this has been a solid lineup. Then for the spells, we got quite a few spells. We got 1, the first movement solo. I think 1 is fine. 1 has been more than enough for the time being. We got 1 Terraforming for the 3 copies of the Sanctuary in the Sky because I really want to see that as soon as I can. So this way, I'm technically running 4 in the deck, because all of my Parshath cards, or at least most of them, they run on having Sanctuary in the Sky on the field. Plus, when it's on the field, if a battle involves a fairy type monster, I don't take any damage. So it's just a solid way to protect my life points for a little bit while I have a fairy type monster on the field, and I can pop off with like Nova Summoner or a lot of my Parshath monsters. Then I have 3, the Sanctum of Parshath. It acts as the Sanctuary on the Sky while it's on the field. It gives my guys a little boost, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it gives my guys a 300 point boost. And it more or less is just another Sanctuary in the Sky. Let me read it off for you. This card names become the Sanctuary in the Sky while on the field or in the graveyard. Fairy monsters on the field can stand 300 attack and defense. Set spells and traps cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can target a total of 3 fairy monsters and or counter traps with different names in the graveyard. Place them on top of your deck in any order. So, it's kind of a way to protect my set spells and traps. I can kind of recycle cards from the graveyard into the deck. And it's just a solid card that's in the Parshath structure deck, the Light of Judgment, I believe it's called. Then I have 2 polymerizations, only 2, because I am running 3 Ostinatos. I'm pretty sure all of my fusion monsters are melodious monsters. So polymerization is just a way to get it on the field. You know, if I don't have Ostinato, if I control no monsters, I can fusion summon a melodious monster from my extra deck using monsters from the deck, from the main deck. But the extra deck monster is destroyed during the end of the turn, and I can go into a few plays later on, maybe in like another video. I can go over a few of the combos, a few of my plays that I really enjoy doing, that I really like. And yeah, that's the main deck. That's the main deck right there. Now for the extra deck. Now, fair warning, I don't really have a a side deck as of yet. Because this is just a main deck, and the side deck is kind of, you know, it's going to vary a little bit on every person anyway, so you can play what you like in it. But my extra deck is going to be 1, Schuberta, the Melodious Maestra. 2, Bloom Prina, the Melodious Choir. 2, Bloom Diva, the Melodious Choir. I love this card so much. Like, I love this boss monster. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. I'm going to read the effect for you. It requires 1 Melodious Maestra plus 1 Melodious Monster. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. If this card battles a special summon monster after damage calculation, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between the original attack of the opponent's monster and this card, and if you do, destroy that opponent's monster. Now, while I take no damage involving it and a special summon monster, I still take damage with a normal summon monster. And this guy only has 1,000 attack, so it would still be a majority of monsters, you know, quite a few. But it kind of takes care of, like, almost anything from the extra deck. And at the very least, it's good at staying on the field, so long as you don't take care of it with, like, a Dark Hole or, like, a Raigeki or anything. This card, I love this card. It has won me too many duels. And, against Blackwings. I think this deck is pretty good against Blackwings. I faced a guy a while ago who was playing Blackwings, and this monster, Bloom Diva, just took care of it, because while he couldn't get rid of it, and I couldn't get rid of a few of their monsters, just attacking with this card against their, like, I think it was like Blackwing Armor Master, just dealing that damage was enough to win the duel. Then for Exceeds, I only have one number 102 star Seraph Sentry. It's the only one I have. It's pretty easy to get on the field with like an Arya and like Arya, or even like a Nova Summoner, just as long as I can get 2 level 4 monsters out. Then for Link monsters, I have 1 Hippo Shining In, just as the generic light Link monster. Then I have 2 Bloom Harness, the Melodious Composer. Love this card. It came out in Dual Power, I want to say, like one of those boxes. It was the same one that came with Crystron Helki Fibrax. I love this one. It's super easy to go into, like super easy to go into. And with it, I can special summon 2 Melodious monsters from my deck that have different levels. In another video, I'll go over the combos I do with it. There's really only one that I do, but it is a solid combo that has won me a few duels, a few rounds. Then further on, I have a Link Karibo. I have 1 Celestial Night Lord Parshath. With it, it's kind of easy to go into Sanctuary in the Sky. Then I have 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and 1 Nightmare Griffin. These ones, I don't go into them a whole lot, but they're nice for like just gaining advantage in cards. Then I have 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. This one I just kind of threw in. Obviously you can tell, I got it from the Maximum Gold that recently came out, like last year, 2020. I pulled it and I wanted to add it into the deck. I haven't used it yet in a duel, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's really the deck right there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure you leave a like and comment down below what you think of the deck. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted to whenever I upload a video. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Stay frosty, my friends.